January the 8th. I am Bruce Leonard, of course, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. It's still legal today, apparently so is shooting people in the face. So, what's legal and what isn't in the United States is very up for grabs now. Apparently, according to hipster Nazi J.D. Vance, ICE agents have absolute immunity to do whatever they want at any time because they're performing an important job for the United States of America, so he said. Which means you could be next. Right before I came on, this just happened. 17 Republicans. What's up, Julie? The House voted to revive expired Obamacare funds for 3 years after a group of Republicans rebelled against their party leaders and teamed up with Democrats to force the vote. The vote was 230 to 196, with 17 Republicans joining a unanimous Democratic caucus to pass the legislation. But it now goes to the Senate, where Republican leaders have pronounced it dead on arrival, which proves to you that these Republicans don't have any plans to help you at all. At all. Daniele was on Saturday talking about how his friend's health care went from $1,900 a month to $3,700 a month overnight. He can't even afford that. So how's he going to take care of his family? These people. And now Trump says he wants $1.5 trillion for the military budget. Which I wasn't aware that the president passed budgets. I thought it was Congress who allocated the funds in this country. We're getting way, way, way far off of the track of what this country is supposed to be. The one good thing is that they did vote the House to enact the War Powers Act and say that Trump can't use any more military in Venezuela without coming to the Congress first. And the Senate is supposed to back that up. So the Congress, it appears, is starting to get up off its knees and perhaps reassert its authority. And Trump just a few minutes ago, when asked what's the limit of presidential power, said his own morality. My own morality is the only limit to presidential power, he says. The man needs to be impeached and removed from office. He is insane and is a threat to not only us, but the entire planet. And then he said he wanted these oil companies to invest their money into Venezuela and that the taxpayers would pay them back. Where's he going to get all this fucking money? And he wants to give us all $2,000 tariff rebate check. I went over the numbers the other day. He's spending $6.5 billion a day, and that was before this incursion into Venezuela. What? What are you talking about? These are real people, Clash. I don't have no bots. Told you I don't take Russian checks like Benny Johnson, Tim Pool. That's why I don't have all the fancy fucking $1 million studio because I don't take Russian money. And these are real people. I know them, most of them personally. At least online. The people that watch live loyally, I know almost all. So, no, they're human beings, bro. Most of whom I've known for years. Look at me. I've been around for a while. See? Julia's telling you now, she ain't no bot. Why you calling me Unc? Again, like, do any of you jerk-offs have anything real to say? Do you have an opinion on something? Would you like to express it? I mean, or you just come here to tell me that bots are watching it, that I'm an asshole. Yeah, see, Laura's for real. She's my girlfriend. Unless I'm going out with a bot. Luckily for me, she's a sex bot. Let's say. I don't know what we're headed for here, but it's not going to be good. And I said, where do you think all this money is coming from? It can be really good placeholder. It says peanut butter is better than ranch. Could be. In certain circumstances, depends what you're eating. It's like everything else. Some things go with some things. Maybe you're a bot who just says dumb shit. Somebody fuck with your programming. Yes, I do stand up. I did do it, and now I'm doing it again. I'm getting back on the horse. I was in West Virginia last month, and this month I'm gonna do. I'll be doing a show in Indiana, and in February I'll be in Indiana again, and then in March I'll be back in West Virginia. So I am doing stand up. There's an album. Yes, maybe I'm a bot. It's like, you ever think about that, Clash? Maybe we're all bots, and you're living in a simulation. It's like, unfortunately, I don't have the pills that necessary to wake you up. It's like, what's going on? But anyway, I was getting ready to say a really good placeholder. I have an album. It's called Cancel Culture. It's on YouTube Music. It's on iTunes. It's on Huntington, West Virginia. No, I don't think so. We don't block people, Julia. You know that. That's my rule. It's like, I know it's probably a stupid rule, but I would give houses. I always say I never block people, but I give you a long fucking rope. I have a friend who's a mega troll, and to call him my friend is a loose term. He's a guy. You know, he's a comedian, and we've worked together. And we I would have called us friends. During the pandemic, he came to my house every Tuesday and hung out on the deck with me because everybody was. What? I'm not butthurt about it. I don't care. I don't care what you do. What you're going to do is get me the 100 message cup. There's actually an achievement on this platform. So you can keep messaging all the fucking bullshit you want. Anyway. To tell you the truth, Julia, and I've gone over this before, I'm an old man. I'm technologically deficient. I don't even know how to block them. I mean, I guess I'd have to go on my YouTube channel here and block them somehow, but I've never done it. I don't know how to do it. I'm stupid. If it wasn't for Jerry, I wouldn't even have this show. He set all this up for me. He just showed me how to work it. But obviously, as you can see, Clash doesn't have much to do with his life. It is annoying, that's for sure. Like I said, because I asked them numerous times if they want to contribute to the conversation, say something relevant or give an opinion, you know. But they don't do that either. They're just here to. They're like 12-year-olds. That's an average conservative mega. If you haven't noticed, like emotion level of like they're like 12-year-olds. Like stuff makes them feel good, stuff makes them feel bad. They're easily manipulated by this. They go, well, yeah, we're in a war, and he's spending $2.5 trillion a year on the debt, and people are getting shot in the face and drug off to fucking concentration camps. But that's okay because. He said trans people aren't going to play sports anymore, and that makes me feel good. Like, and that's the level. And then they're fucking you over every second of every day, and you like it. Because they feed into your little childhood insecurities about whatever it is you're insecure, or the immigrants are taking your job, or the, you know. It doesn't make any sense. No one will notice, Laura. And if they do, I don't fucking. uh, it's it's unbelievable. Oh, I don't know if you notice this, but listen, if you have a job, right? Go to your pay history at your job, right? And look at last year. And if your company is anything like mine, there'll be a little thing at the bottom of the screen that says "Big Beautiful Bill Exempt Wages 2025." You know how much mine was? $38.82. Totally worth the fascism. It's like you didn't even get what he promised you would get. You haven't gotten any of the promises that he made this campaign. You haven't gotten any of it except for his executive orders about trans people won't play in sports anymore and deporting as many immigrants as they can. Which I don't know if you know this, but Obama still has deported more immigrants than Donald Trump, and he didn't have to do all this stuff and get people shot in the face. You know. Now, here's the deal. What? I don't even know you, bro. He says, she says, does he really think that Unc me cares, Julia Critter? He doesn't give one you or about me. It's like, what is he talking about? That's what he ran on? That's what he voted for? What, deporting immigrants? Most of the time, if you go back and did Trump stop the Ukraine war on day one? No. Did Trump lower prices? No. Did Trump bring down inflation? No. Did Trump help you in any way? What has Trump done for you besides make you feel good about getting rid of trans people and immigrants? Well, he made lots of other promises too. Really good placeholder. He said that he would to get hold of the economy and make it better. Is the economy better? I don't believe so. Dow just dropped 500 points yesterday because everybody sees what's coming. Yes, Ken says this is getting out of control. Wait, what if I had 1 million followers like Benny Johnson? What do you think his comment feed looks like? I've been watching it for a minute. There's a lot of bots in there too, but they're all like Trump nut liquor bots. What are you talking about? You're just typing a bunch of nonsense at this point. You're not even making any sense. I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't care, brother. This whole fucking exercise. This is exercise in caring. I'm trying to reach people and tell them what's going on. It ain't my fault that no one cares. Like I said, now let's go to the incident that happened in Minnesota, okay, and why it happened. I think most of you probably know already about the Nick Shirley incident. You know that he revived this years-old story that these people had already been prosecuted for fraud, and most of them put in jail or whatever. Then this was like 2 years ago. So this guy Nick Shirley revives this story. Just walks around to a bunch of daycares owned by Somalis and starts talking about how they're all fraudulent. Well, J.D. Vance and Elon Musk and they reposted his bullshit story and it became a big thing. They started talking about it on Fox News. Made a big deal about it. And even though this story's been proven to be bullshit, they don't care about that, as I've said before. Bullshit serves their purpose. Because, again, you 12-year-old mentality fucking jerk-offs are easily manipulated by this kind of stuff. So they just put it out there. And now everybody says, oh, that's real original, and no one has ever said that to me, ever. Like, you guys can't even come up with original insults. That's the funniest part about it. It's like not you're all clones, and then you tell everybody else is bots. Like you're worse than a bot because you're a human being. You have free will and free thought, and yet you are programmed like a bot because you're easily manipulated. Like I said, and they have a whole machine that's doing it to you. So anyway, because the internet or the White House is run by internet conspiracy theorists, uh, they Trump jumped at the chance to this story. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna pour the ice in there," and he sends ice into Minnesota, where they promptly start invading schools and arresting children and basically terrorizing neighborhoods. So this woman is in her car, and they tell her, "There you go, Julia. You can block him yourself." Anyway, this woman was in her car, and ICE agents are standing by her car, and they're yelling at her. If you didn't think, one guy says, "Move your car," and the other guy says, "Get out of the car." She, I think, started to panic because they approached her car, and then the one guy starts reaching into it, like he's like shaking the window. And you know, you've seen all these videos of them breaking people's windows and just jerking them out of the car. So she decides that she needs to go. So what's up, Jonathan? She puts the car in reverse, backs up, then turns the wheel because she's going to drive away from these officers, not run them over, as has been contended. And the cop, one of the agents, ICE agents, jumps in front of her car and then shoots her in the face, which of course causes her to floor the car, which makes it look like, oh, look, the car's flying away. You say, yeah, because she's no longer making decisions for herself because she's been shot in the face. And I don't know if you noticed, but the guy shot 2 more shots through the side window as she was driving by. So he was intending to kill that woman. The 2 shots to the side window were totally unnecessary. He'd already hit her in the face with the first shot through the windshield. He wanted to make sure he finished the job. I don't know if you know this, if you've ever had gun training or any kind of security training. His partners were 10 feet away from him. He could have very well shot them. He was just wildly shooting. When I was in the 4th grade, maybe 4th, 5th grade, let's say this is the age range. My stepfather took me squirrel hunting, because we live in Kentucky and everybody hunts. So, it's a tradition. You take the kids out in the woods, you teach them how to hunt, teach them about guns. And I'll never forget, I'd never been hunting before, so I got a gun. And we're looking for squirrels. And we walk by a tree, and a squirrel comes running out around the tree. And all I see was a squirrel, so I just jumped up, and I started shooting. And he was like, "Hey, wait a minute." He jumped back. He's like, "Stop shooting." It's like, "You're going to shoot me." Because I got excited, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. Yes. Well, I don't know if you know this placeholder that it's in every single police and security manual that you don't fire at a moving car because it just creates more problems. If you shoot the person who's driving the car, what happens? Just exactly what happened. She floored the fucking car and ran down the street and just crashed. Luckily, she didn't run over anybody. Like, there was a woman filming that was standing right on the sidewalk, and the car went and crashed right into another car that was parked right in front of her. Like, very easily could have ran her over or ran into a house. Like, you don't do that. I watched these videos several times, and I came to a horrifying conclusion that these ICE agents are, I think mall cops have had more security training than these ICE agents, because everything that they do is against the protocols. I mean, I don't know if you know this too, but I was a security guard in Las Vegas. I've taken many security trainings. What really good placeholder? Even if the driver is a threat to you or those around you, seems strange. What seems strange? If you, it's just like police chase. A lot of police jurisdictions now have rules that you can't just keep chasing somebody because so many people have gotten killed by police chasing people who drive 100 something miles an hour and they wind up crashing someone else, and killing people, or they're crashing into someone's house, or crashing into. Okay, Jonathan. I won't be on here tomorrow. It's Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Yes. It is in every manual not to shoot. And you know why? Because just like I said about the high-speed chase. But every now and then you get a cop who does the same thing. Like he gets excited and he forgets that it's against the protocols of his police department to chase people, and he chase people because it's an adrenaline rush, And usually, like I said, bad things happen. I make a worse problem worse. A bad problem becomes worse because now innocent people get killed because you had to chase this guy at 120 miles an hour, down the interstate or wherever you were. That's fine, buddy. I'll read my emails. The same thing. If you want to send me a message, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. I should say these things, I guess. Like, subscribe. Like every shill. It's on the it's on the internet or on the radio. Here's another problem is they want 10,000 agents really fast. So that's what I'm saying is they just hire these people and they give them, I don't know how long the training is, but it can't be that long, and then they give them a bulletproof vest and a gun and they push them out there. And so what you have is a bunch of highly militarized, armed dudes who, like I said, have less security training than a mall cop. This is all, like I said before, this is all government by reality television. That's it. It's designed to create images that look good and powerful on television, and that's it. He wants to look like a tough guy, and so he sends ice in there. But see, this is the problem with Trump and Trumpism is they don't think about the consequences of the things that they're doing. It's just like this Venezuela thing. They haven't thought about all the possible repercussions of what can happen. Like they said today that Trump, he's thinking hundreds of millions of barrels of oil from Venezuela. He's going to sell it on the market, and then he's going to take the money and control it himself. And he's going to run the country of Venezuela from the White House. So he's going to run the United States, and he's going to run the country of Venezuela from the White House. But I don't know if you know this, but yeah, placeholder. Like Trump is a reality TV show producer. That's all he is. That's all he's ever been. He's a charlatan and a con man, and that's all he's ever been. He's a branding guy. He puts his name on products and he sells them. That's all Trump has ever done his entire life. And he had that show, The Apprentice, and that's when they taught him how to make television. And now that's what he does. Everything is designed, like when they put them people to CCOT, right? Remember that? People don't talk about that anymore. But remember when they kidnapped all those people and they sent them to the black hole prison in a third world country, right? Well, they made a movie of it. Remember that? They have a film crew with them everywhere they go. What? Doing what? Please elaborate. Julia says, I'm almost convinced that ICE agents consist primarily of Proud Boys, 3%ers, Oath Keepers, vigilante militia groups, incels, possibly IDF, and Russians. They all have itchy trigger fingers. Well, yeah. They're all fascists, for sure. You wouldn't sign up for that job if you weren't a fascist. Just like police, some of them want to have that power because they're bullies. They're thugs. That's why they wear masks. Turns out this guy that shot the woman yesterday was also involved in another incident earlier this year with another car. When they said he was dragged by the car, but I don't know if you remember this, but they said they tried to press charges on somebody. Said, oh, they tried to hit him with the car and all this other stuff, and the judge threw it out because the camera footage showed that the government story was bullshit, just like in this case. The guy was never in danger. Her car cleared the guy. He never got hit. He ran down the street afterwards. That's why she said today, he's recovering in the hospital. From what? Would he get the vapors? Because he wasn't hit by a car. There's 57 angles of what happened, and he was not hit by the car. As a matter of fact, like I said, he ran down the street after he shot the woman in the face. Then he high-fived his buddies, and, they were celebrating. And he shot some libtard in the face, These people are soulless scumbags. Then the brown shirts, basically. Or the Gestapo, whatever you want to call them. See, what the deal is Julia's right about, I don't know if you know anything about Nazi Germany, but there was the brown shirts before they got into power, right? That's what the violent organization that they used to bully their way into political power was the brown shirts. But then once they got power, the brown shirts became inconvenient because, we can't be affiliated with these thugs. It's just like the Proud Boys and that kind of thing. Trump used them to get to power. And then he pardoned them all and then told them all to disappear and go away. And that's why you don't hear about them anymore. And then, like you said, what happened was the brown shirts became the Gestapo, which was more, they had fancy uniforms and they were officers, and same people. And this is the same exact thing that's going on here. Is Trump used those people to do January 6th and all those other things. And then it didn't work out. But then when he got the power back, he pardoned all those people, got them all out of jail. Right? Told them to be quiet, lay low, go away. Then he says, we're going to hire 10,000 ICE agents. And like Julie said, who do you think he called? It's those people. And now they're ICE. Officially sanctioned government jackboot thugs. Fascists, one and all. You see, I think that they didn't shoot an immigrant yesterday. They shot a white woman. This is not just going to go away. And they could try all they want. First they tried to say, oh, she's a domestic terrorist and all these other things. And she tried to run him over with the car. But if you watch these videos enough times, you can see exactly what happened. And she was not intending to run over these people. If you're going to run over somebody, you don't put the car in reverse. She actually backed up so she could turn the wheels and drive away without hitting someone. He jumped in front of her car and shot her in the face. And even then he didn't get ran over because the wheels were turned. And when she hit the gas, the car went, and it went by him, but it didn't hit him. And Trump's like, oh, he got dragged and hit, and it's amazing he's alive, and the car didn't even touch him. They're gaslighting you like they do it at all times. That's all they ever do is gaslight. And then J.D. Vance is on TV today going, ICE agents have absolute immunity to do anything they want. And that's not true at all. The only person that has immunity is the President of the United States because the Supreme Court gave it to him, which was wrong, but that's how it is. If it's an official act. But, if you're the president, you can call anything an official act. Meanwhile, Ballroom's not done yet. Was $200 million, now it's $400 million. $400 million. Before it's over with, it'll be $1 billion. Guarantee you. And it may or may not even be finished by the time dumbass is out of office. He's only running out of time every day that they're not building that ballroom is every day that it won't get done before his term ends, which means one of two things. One, he doesn't care. He just wants it for perpetuity so people will remember him and he was president. Or two, that he has no intentions of leaving. Which you can't put that past him either. He just said today the only limit to presidential power is his own morality. He literally said that. It's a direct quote. You think that this person is mad with power. He's getting more and more mad every day. The Congress is starting to push back on him a little bit. Hopefully, they wake the fuck up and realize that the only way out of this now is to impeach him and remove him from office, and then prosecute him for all these fucking things. But I don't think they can because, like I said, the Supreme Court gave him immunity. They got to find something that's not a presidential act if they want to actually put him in jail. And they've already let him get away with so much shit. And they can't revive all the real crimes that he's done because John says he isn't planning on leaving. Yeah, lots of people have said that, you know. He was already sucked the other day flirting about suspending the midterms for some reason. Because he knows he's going to lose the Congress. He was at the Republican meeting or whatever going, you got to win the midterms because otherwise I'm going to get impeached. And it's like he already knows he's going to get impeached. He already knows it. This is anyway, I didn't finish what I was talking about my friend in the beginning because the guy got me all sidetracked. But anyway, my friend who's a mega troll. He's a comedian. I've worked with him before. And like I said, during the pandemic, he used to come to my apartment and we'd sit on the deck on Tuesdays and a couple other people would come because there was no social activity whatsoever. The whole city of Las Vegas was closed down. The only thing that was open were drive-through restaurants and grocery stores. Everything else was closed. You couldn't do anything. All the bars were closed. Everything closed. So you'd just sit in your house like prison. And like I said, we broke the rules by having a gathering every Tuesday because Tuesday is when I used to have my open mic show at Champagne's, which is still going on, by the way, hosted by my friend Josh Lidauer, who I handed it off to. Show's still going. So if you go to Las Vegas, go to Champagne's Cafe on Maryland Parkway Tuesday nights at midnight, and there's an open mic comedy show that I started there. Anyway, so he became it's a long story about this guy, but he can't work consistently because he always pisses people off somehow. I'm like one of the only people I know that's had a consistent relationship with this person for years without him ever like really turning on me because he always turns on somebody eventually. So anyway, so he's become a mega troll. He has a podcast that he's been working on for a long time now, and he's got significantly more followers than me. I wouldn't sit here and say, oh, I'm doing it just as good as him or better than him. Like, I'm pretty sure he's monetized on YouTube now, and he makes money off of his show. But his episodes are only like 20 minutes long. And they're more about like he just pops on now and just does like 20 minutes on whatever's going on randomly. Whereas I have a more structured show. It's 3 times a week for an hour. Either way, that's irrelevant. So he's a mega troll. He wears the mega hat and all that shit. And he's just like all the other fucking douchebag podcasters that you see out there. And it's sad because he's actually a really talented and funny comedian. But he's an asshole. And he knows this. He'll be the first to admit it. He said, narcissistic prick, asshole. And that's why he doesn't keep friends, for long term. Hey, we got 100 messages already. We're only 35 minutes into the show. Thank you so much. Anyway, so he posts things on all the time that I don't agree with, and I don't ever comment on them because the one thing about him has always been, and it's true, is that he's an asshole, but he's not a liar. His problem is he's too honest. Like, he tells the truth about everything and like exposes people. And that's why he loses friends, because he's too fucking honest. But he doesn't lie about shit. He doesn't like make something up, to smear you. He'll just find something that you really did that's shitty, and then he'll tell everybody about that. Anyway, today he participated in this exercise that's going on now, which is trying to say that woman was trying to run over cops, and so therefore she deserved to be shot in the face. And I just made a short comment on his page and said, hey, this is the first time that you've really lied instead of just being an asshole, like, oh, you're going to participate in this complete farce, which is not like you. He's not a liar. It's like, I'm kind of disappointed that you would do this. And then he attacked me personally. Like, that's what he always does. Any conservative usually, when they don't have an answer to what you're saying, they just attack you personally. And then he was like, well, we don't have to be friends anymore. And he's like, notice how I don't say nothing on your page? And I was like, yeah, notice how I don't usually say anything on your page either, except today you broke your own mold and you're spewing bullshit, which is not usually what he does. Usually he'll have an opinion that you don't agree with, but he's not lying. You know what I mean? To say that woman was trying to run over these ice ages is a lie. You can watch the video. Like I said, if you're going to run over some people, you don't put the car in reverse. She backed up the car so she could turn the wheels and drive away. That guy shot her in the face, and then the car took off, and it looks like she might have been trying to run him over, but she was already shot. She floored the car because she was shot in the face with a bullet. And like in the movies, and then the car just takes off. And then, like I said before, the right, that's their formula, is to take something that has a kernel of truth and then build a mountain of bullshit around it. And they can't say that the ICE agent shot her in the face and that he shouldn't have done that and it was a mistake, and then they made a mistake because they don't ever admit mistakes. So they'll lie all the way. They've already been proven in court to have lied, to have trumped up charges, to... Like I said, the one case got thrown out because the body camera footage showed blatantly that the government story was complete bullshit. Case dismissed. Like Abrego Garcia, they made up those charges. Like Maduro. They said Maduro was the leader of a cartel that doesn't even exist. Well, of course. But who are the right for? They're the rich people, bro. The right is the machine of the rich people. If we haven't figured that out, I don't know what to tell you. Look at everything they do. Look at everything they're doing. It's all for rich people, bro. Yes, they are the establishment. They ginned up everybody about the deep state. There's the fucking deep state. That's the gaslight. Is they project onto everyone else what they really are. And that keeps the focus off of them. What has Trump done since he's been in office? Everything for rich people. And to enrich himself and his family and his friends. Like I said. What? No, what are you talking about? The Democrats are the ones unanimously voted today to try to revive the healthcare fucking subsidies so that you don't go without insurance. You're sitting here telling me, and the Republicans said it's dead on arrival. They don't give two shits about you, bro. There is no more, like I said, that whole. First of all, let me get right down to the brass tack, and I've said this 1,000 times on this show. The two-party system sucks. It's terrible. It sucks. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. You want to be for the Democrats, right? You want to be, right? But there's a crime problem in Cincinnati, right? And the right has been using it. There was like a big fight down there. I don't know if you saw that, but there was a big fight downtown Cincinnati where a Russian dude called a bunch of black people a name, and then they started fighting, and it all got filmed, and then everybody was like, "Look at downtown, it's terrible." And they're like, the Democrats are like, the mayor is a Democrat, and he just got reelected. And they look bad because, like I said, the right-wing machine has smeared him. So he's like, we got to do something about this crime. And then he comes out, we got to do something about crime. It's a bold proposal. What's his proposal? To raise income tax. So they have more money to give to the police. And you're like, this is why you can't get down with Democrats, because they do dumb shit like that. It's like walking into the trap. You know, it's like the Republicans say, all the Democrats going to do is tax you, tax you, tax you. And then what's his proposal? To tax you. So he walks right into the trap. I'm not talking about the establishment Democrats. I'm talking about the progressive Democrats, the ones that are taking over this party slowly. The Mamdanis and the AOCs and the children of Bernie Sanders, I like to call them. That's the future of the Democratic Party, my friends, not these fucking establishment hacks. And you're right. Both parties got controlled by the corporations. Once Citizens United was passed and all the dark money had come, the corporations just flooded in. But this is the problem, though. Some of these corporations are actually good. You know, some are down with shit. Some want a progressive world. Same as rich people. There are some good rich people. There are rich people that want a progressive world. And they put their money into these causes. You know, that's what I'm saying is you can't paint everything with a broad brush. It's like, all rich people are evil. Like, no, there's a group, mostly tech, billionaires now, who control everything. And they want this fascist government because it's going to give them what they want, which is no regulations on the shit they're doing, and not paying any fucking taxes. And to do that, they're willing to burn everything to the ground because they're fascists. They never believed in democracy to begin with. They're elitists and narcissists and whatever else you want to call them. You know, they think they could. Well, I mean, rightly so, because they do control the world. But they think because they control the world that they should call the shots on everything. We're just piss on, we're expendable to them. They just need enough of us to man their factories, and the rest of us could go to hell. Which they don't seem to consider who buys their fucking products. 1919. See, it's getting pissy in here. I like it. We had a lot more activity lately. It's like Trump talking about the Monroe Doctrine is from 1820. It's like, yes, but a lot of things happened after 1919, bro. All those corporations were broken up, and the New Deal was created. There was no Social Security. There was no welfare. There was no SNAP programs before, the 1940s. All this stuff came in the New Deal. And I said, This country's been through, if you don't know the history of this country, it's been through various waves of this, where corporations slowly take over the entire capitalist system and they round up all the money, and then the money's concentrated. And then the government has to come in and break up all these companies, which is we haven't done for a long time, but that's what needs to happen next. After Trump is gone, there was no food stamps, no. There was no really public programs of any kind, except for food banks, soup kitchens. The Depression created the need for social programs, a social safety net. Yes, history repeats itself, most definitely. Yes, Henry Ford was a fucking Nazi, Julia. That is correct. So was Walt Disney. That's like, people like to talk about this stuff. But that's the thing, is these people have always been around. That's what I'm saying. Trumpism isn't new. It's just a rebranding. Trump just slapped his name on the Nazism, American Nazism. He's like, now it's Trumpism. They're the same people that had a rally at Madison Square Garden in the 1920s. Pro-Hitler people. And like I told you before, Cincinnati's a huge German town. There's all kinds of Nazis in this town, bro. Or there was. There still is, but Cincinnati's become more progressive. They've gotten older. It took a while for them to wrest the control of the city from the Nazis. But like I said, now the progressives don't have the city. It's more like mainstream Democrats, like we're talking about, the ones who do dumb shit because they don't really know what they're doing. There were placeholder. That's one of the great mysteries of Nazism. Is there were pretty cool Nazis. Like I said, they weren't stupid people. A lot of them had degrees of that all the people that did the space program, worked on the nuclear weapons program, all German Nazi scientists that were brought over here by the government because they were highly skilled. We need that skill. So we look the other way. So what? You helped kill, 6 million people and whatever. We need this ship to get to the moon. It's like that. Can you do that for us? Yes. All right, then. You are forgiven. And that's true. What was it called? What's the name for it? No, I think Odessa was something else. But it was a name for the operation that the government bringing all the Nazi scientists over here after the war. They were all exempt from, Nuremberg or whatever because we needed them. CIA recruited them, brought them over here. Help with the nuclear weapons program, help with the rocket program, like I said. Yes, that's what I do here. I told you that before. You can agree with me or not agree with me. It doesn't matter, but I don't lie on this show. If I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know it. And we'll look it up together. Because I don't say I know some shit I don't know. That's my friend trying to assault my intelligence. Like, I'm not smart enough to be debating and engaging with him. It's like, dude, you're a high school dropout. He's wearing a clown mega fucking outfit. You're telling me that's you're just an intellectual titan. That's like that I can't compete with. Yes, I was talking about it before. When I was born, I said there were no phones. There weren't even computers. The first commercially available computer, the Commodore 64, came out when I was in the 8th grade. Like freshman in high school. There were no cell phones. We had beepers. Remember the beeper? You don't remember that, but back then that was high technology. This thing went off, beep, 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 and then you look and there's a number on it and you go, I gotta go call somebody. And you felt all cool. Why? Because somebody could get a hold of you when you weren't around a phone. It's the dumbest shit ever, but everybody had one. I saw a Wii. It was very convenient for that. People get a hold of you. Go ahead, go make some money. But yeah. So from the time I was the 8th grade to like a freshman in high school till now, all this technological progress has occurred in my lifetime. Like, I didn't have a phone. We didn't have smartphones, you know. And now they got everything. They got AI, you know. But the AI is like a baby that's just been born, you know. The AI is pretty primitive still at this point. It's cool, but it's like, right, Julie? The pager and a bag phone. I just remember that people had pagers. Like they talk about it in old rap music. If you listen to rap music, you'd be like, I got a pager. It's like a status symbol. You can get a hold of me at any time. It's like the pager go off, like, ooh, I gotta call somebody. But yes, the 20th century was pretty incredible. But the 21st century has sucked, bro. Because the internet just made everybody go crazy. And you think that it would make people smarter, but it's done just the opposite. It's made everybody dumber and more dependent. Dependency equals sheep. It's taken away people's ability to free will to think for themselves. The whole entire internet is a brainwash machine that everybody's steeped in now. You know, the president and his acolytes are the prime example of, you know, they said people who were too old to really appreciate what was going on, and they got brainwashed by the internet. You know, Trump believes all this ridiculous shit that's not true because, and these people who run this propaganda, they know this. So they manipulate him through the propaganda. Same as Robert Kennedy. You know, this guy's not even a doctor. He's like, I know what's best for people. Eat beef and raw milk. They said people need to cut down sugar, but wasn't it Trump who said put the sugar in the Coke? It's like everything they say. It's like, none of it makes any logical sense because they're just making shit up all the time. They don't really know anything. These are the most dumbest, uneducated people you've ever seen in your life. This is 100% true. Hold on, let me find it. It's pretty funny. This is the U.S. Department of Energy's official website. It says, wind and solar energy infrastructure is essentially worthless when it's dark outside and the wind is not blowing. Let me repeat that for you because it's so fucking stupid. It bears repeating. This is the official website of your government, the U.S. Department of Energy. It says, wind and solar energy infrastructure is essentially worthless when it's dark outside and the wind is not blowing. You know, batteries allow electricity to be stored and used at a different time when it is generated. You fucking dumbass. That's like, this is the official. The U.S. Department of Energy. This is your government. They're fucking morons. He's telling you that you don't need the vaccine for meningitis for your kid. You know how fast meningitis will kill your kid? Within one day. Do I believe in the God? No. We went over this last episode. I do not. Paul, thank you for tuning in, by the way. But no, I do not. Look at this place. You think a God gives a shit about us? Do I believe in Diddy? No, I've never been to a Diddy party. Bob the Knob. Nor would I think I would enjoy it. I'm not into oils and lotions. I never liked that greasy feeling. I do believe in him though, because he's in jail right now, so he's real. And I've had to endure his shitty music for the a large portion of my life. No, I would not like to go to one. Wasn't very, not very interested. And like I said, I don't like. I'm not into the lotions and oils. Do I know Stray Kids? What is that? A band? The Stray Cats. That's old school. in his prison purse. That's like I have absolutely no desire to talk to Diddy. He's obviously a huge piece of shit and not the kind of person that I hang out with. Julia says she passes the house on her way to work. It has a Trump flag in the front. Today she saw solar panels on the roof. But they don't work at night. I saw an Amish guy like that, I swear to God. We were in Michigan. Me and Jubal Chaplin were and driving through Michigan. You know, there's lots of Amish people in Michigan. And so Amish house with a horse with a buggy in the front. Had solar panels in the yard. And it's like, dude, you got solar panels in your yard, like, you might as well just get a car. Like, you're no longer Amish. Like, this is a half-ass commitment. He's like, well, I want electricity, but I like this outfit, and I like to ride around on my horse and buggy. It's like, that's what I mean about people's beliefs. Is the people's beliefs are they're self-serving. They're only there to make you feel better about whatever, but like, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. People ignore their beliefs when it's convenient for them. Christians sin all the fucking time. You're from Indonesia, Paul? Well, thanks for watching. Dude, I'm international. I said the other day it was a guy from Greece. Today it's Indonesia. I'm all over the world. See, that is one thing that the internet is good for. And again, all you new people who just tuned into this show today, who just discovered me, I said, I do have a stand-up album, and it's pretty good. You can go listen for yourself and decide whether or not you think I have any talent or ability, and if you should continue to listen to me fucking ramble on this show. But I put myself up against most people. I'm way better at stand-up than Theo Vaughn. How about that? And I'll say that with great confidence, even having never done it. In fact, I haven't performed for 2 years. I get it up, I'd still be better than him. Because I know people that like him, that listen to his podcast and shit, and go, no, he's funny. And they went to see him do stand-up, and they were like, he was terrible. Yes, because they wanted to like him. That's what my mom was watching. I told you my mom would watch Fox News. She's hooked on it like a drug. She can't help but turn it on, but she turned. It was like Saturday night, and they had these comedy shows, on Fox. There's all these washed up right wing comedians that can't get work anymore, who are now just on Fox News late at night, and they were doing comedy. Well, they call it comedy, and it was a studio audience full of people that agree with them on their politics, and that's why they're in the audience, right? Pretty much a stacked audience of people who should be there willing to laugh at any dumb shit you say because they're handpicked by Fox News, and no one was laughing. I'm not even making it up. You can go look. You can go watch these shows. It's a comedy show with a live audience. Nobody's laughing. And it's on television. Oh, I wanted to do something too. Generally, I don't do this, but I want to promote my friend. You know that show Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen? For so I didn't realize it was still on the air. But that show's been on the air for like 20 fucking years. But anyway, my friend Stephen Briggs was just recently filmed an episode of that show. So please look out for that. He's a very, very funny man. And he's a very talented comedian, deserves everything that happens to him. And I've been here for an hour now, so I'm going to go. Again, I'd like to say thank you to all of the new people who've been tuning into this show. And Paul from Indonesia. I don't know what happened to the Greek guy. He didn't show up today. But anyway, I appreciate it. And like I said, please like the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you want to send me a message, like I said, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. I do this show every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. Whatever time that is in Indonesia. What time is it in Indonesia right now? Paul? Anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with me. And I know we got sidetracked by the trolls, but like I said, as this show gets more popular and more people appear onto the comment feed, it's going to get like that. I have a feeling it's going to get more and more chaotic. And my last episode had the highest numbers I've gotten yet. And so I'd like to thank you for that. And the show is growing. If you like it, please tell your friends. And like I said, again, hit the like button, subscribe button. I'll be back Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. And hopefully my friend Daniele Milano will be here with us. I can't swear to that, but usually on Saturdays he makes an appearance. So please, like I said before, don't get so wrapped up in this that you forget about your life. You gotta enjoy yourself. Please go out tonight, enjoy yourself, hug your family, tell someone you love them. I'll be back Saturday, 6 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out. Good night.